Okay, and welcome back to the third part of this tutorial. So what is left for me is I want to be able to create a login system. So that will be the main page that you see before you can get onto this patient's prescription area. So let me exit first, and I will then go inside this main project, right click on it, and let's select new JFrame form, and let's give that name. I'm going to call it login, and I will also call that's the class name, the package name. I will also call it login as well. Just click on finish. And there we go, that's our login system. As you can see, it's inside the project folder here. So right click on the frame itself. Let's go to the properties here. So select code, and right in here I'm going to change this to 1400. That's the width, and the height is 800. Let's get it center general, make that center. Okay, I'm going to copy that and just come to the properties here where I have minimum. I'm going to change the minimum to the same size, 1400 by 800, and preferred size is also 1400 by 800. There we go. Now right click on it, select set layer, and change the set layer to absolute layer. There. Now let's come straight to the palette here. I'm going to select panel, drop one here, and just drag it along. Let's right click or select the properties, and let's go to border, and in there let's change the size of that to 4. Make sure it's black. The choice is yours. Okay. And I will also change the back color of this border itself. I'm going to change it to black. Yeah, let's change it to black. And let's copy it. Copy and paste it there as the second one. Let's drag it down that much. I want to paste another one. Copy and paste. Yeah, this would be for my login. Let's get it centered. That's about that. And I'm going to change the color of this very one. In the properties, I'm going to go for alright, it's 240 by 240, so let me change it to 240 by 240. Be the same thing for this, and the same thing for this as well. 240 by 240, so that is fine. Now let's grab a label, one here and one more. We're going to need one more label there. Okay, let's change the font size of this very label to, I want to make that maybe 48. Right there, make that bold really. Okay, change the text content to login system. Right, get it centered. Right, copy that same label, and that's it right there. I'm going to change the font size, the font color. Let's change it to, I think that's meant to be white. No, we want the font. Yeah, there we go, right here. Change that to something whitish, and let's select that very label. Where is it? Yeah, there we go. Yeah, that's it right here. so we're meant to actually bring it up. Okay, which one is this? Okay, it's number 4. Right, that's it. Okay, so let's change the content of it to, I'm just going to change it to hospital management system. Hospital management system. Right, and change the font to 40 out to 60. Right, that's fine. Okay, now I'm now going to copy that and I'll paste it in here, and I'll change that, this very one, I will change it to, let's call it, so we'll change that to, let's say ASA AWU, let's say AWU, right, medical center. Right, okay, I can also add one more. Let's put ECHO as well. There's an ECHO Medical Center. Right, that is it. That's the name of this medical center. Just leave that there. Now let's come in here now. Grab another label. I can even copy this and just reduce the size. And another one. Right, just change both, reduce their size. We'll make that 24 is too small, make it 36. Right, now we need, that should be text field, one text field here and another text field here. No, let's use, I'm going to delete that. I'm going to use let's use password field here. And the next thing is, let's increase the font size and get rid of that password field. Increase the font size to, was it 24 or 36 as well. Make it bold. Right, and this one as well, and get rid of the content in it. Make it 36 bold. Then the name is going to be JText username right there. Okay, that is fine. Then this one will be known as JText. Okay, J password, that's fine. Right, and here let's change this to username. Why do we want this one? We change this one to password. Okay, now we need buttons. Come right down here, grab a button, dump it right there, change the font of that very button. Let's change that to JButton login. Right, now come to the properties, change the font to 36, make that bold, and that will be login. Let's copy it across there, and this will be, let's change this to, we change this, let's go for JButton exit, text content, exit. Right, let's see this. That's meant to be JButton login. Right. Okay. Now all that is left for us to do now is just to enter some codes and get the whole system working. Take it down. Right click on the login. Let's enter events, action, perform, and try that again. Event, action, perform. And right here, declare the following variables. That will be user name, and the username equals JTXT username dot get text. Right. Then the second one is password equals J password dot get text. There. Those are my two variables. Now let's use an if statement. If username dot contains, I say it contains, I'm just going to enter 1. That's my password, my username, and that other password dot contains I'm just going to call that 1 as well. There we go. What do I want the system to do? And I can say this dot set visible is false, and I want the following hospital. Now I am creating what you class or what you refer to as object hospital. That's the hospital object. I call it I hospital equals new hospital. There. Now I object I hospital dot visible equals true. So let's copy that, paste that in there, and make that true. There. Okay, we have this error because I need to import the hospital itself. That's it. Click on it and just click on add. There. And that's it. The error is gone. Okay. Else, what do we want the system to do? Let's say else if all of this is false. Let's copy that, paste that in there, and I'm going to make that null. If it's false, what do I want my system to do? Okay, if it's false, I would like the system to clear this, paste that in there, and clear this as well. So that will be set. Repeat the same thing here. Set. Okay. Now let's enter. Okay, that's fine, but I'd like the system to give the user 3 attempts. Okay, to achieve that, what I'm going to do is I will declare a global variable here. Let's come up here, right underneath here. Let me say attempts, int attempts. There. And I might as well declare another one here for my, I'm going to use that for the exit. So let's say this frame. So that's my attempt right there. And for this frame, J frame, you can see there's an error there because I need to import Java swing. So let's click on that and just import that out. Right, that's imported, that's fine. So let's go back right here underneath here. So the first thing I'm going to do is make attempt equals, let's say plus equals 1. Alright, so attempt is plus equals 1. Okay, let's make this one to be attempt equals 0 anyway for the first time. Equals 0. Alright, so if you enter the wrong value the first time, attempt becomes plus equals 1. And let's use an if statement. If attempt equals 3, then what we want the system to do is system dot exit. Right, so if the end user enter invalid username or password 3 times, the system will automatically log you off. That is that. But if I run this system now, I will still end up with my home, with my very main screen, which is the patient prescription area. So let me show that to you. You see that, guys? This is the page that still shows up. So what I want to do now is to make sure the login system is the main one that will show up. So let's come in here, close that, and let's come right here where the project is. Right click and select the main project. And what we want to select is the properties. Let's move that up so that you can see what I'm doing. Right click on the main project, select the properties, and this dialog box pops up. Now select run right there. Let's browse for our class instead of the hospital as the main class. I want to change that to the login system. There we go. Login system is now my main class. Click on OK. There, that is that done. So if I run the program now, save and run, as you notice, there's an object there calling the former main class. Right. Okay, let's try out the system. I will enter invalid character there. That's first attempt, second attempt, and the third one. There we go. Alright, that is fine. Supposing we enter the correct details, the correct login details. There. Okay, the system is working fine. But supposing I want to return back to the login, okay, to achieve that, let's come straight into the hospital itself. Right click on that, event, action, and action perform. So right in here, this is what I intend to use. There we go. Those are the lines of codes, but I'm going to have to click on this to import the login. click and import the login file itself, and that is taken care of. Good. Save that. So let's run it again and see. Enter the correct login details. There we go, and I can always go back there. Alright, that is fine. So I've taken care of that. That's fine. Okay, the other thing we need to look after is the exit on the login. So I can always come in here, hospital, and right in there, just copy the lines of codes I have in here for the login. But you must make sure you have declared the private JFrame, which is right here. Okay, back on the login. So right click, select event, action, and action perform. Right in here, enter lines of codes there, and that's it all done. So the next thing I want to do now is to clear. Let's copy this, come into the clear here, this very one, right click, event, and perform. Right here, clear. That is fine. Save, compile, and let's run it. There we go, guys. It's working how we want. So login there. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to call it the end of the third part of this tutorial, and I'll see you guys shortly.